Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Football Guys Sunday Morning Live. I'm Joey Wright, joined as always by my two very handsome co-hosts, Jagger May, Jeff Bell. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I was going to let Jagger go first because you said his name first. So I thought that's how it works. Like if your name gets
up every
first,
week,
you're allowed to go first. But no, I'm doing great. You know, it's Sunday morning. It's week 11, and we've got some good matchups today. So I'm ready to dive into it.
I was at birthday parties yesterday all day. I don't mind like a 6 to 7 year old birthday party, but like a 3 to 4 year old birthday party, man, those take it out of you. Those kids just don't stop.
They do not.
So guys, we're here with you every week, 11 to noon, just around noon, answering all of your start, sits, and trade questions. But that's not all. At noon today, Jagger actually will be in our Discord, and we'll throw the link in the chat there to answer any extra questions that we might not hit on the show today. We will try to get to them all. But before we get to the questions, let's look at some of the injuries that we know about today. Let's pull those up. So going to be out today that we know for sure. Justin Jefferson was not activated off the IR. He still will be out today. Treylon Burks, Damian Pierce, Gerald Everett, Hayden Hurst, and Dallas Goedert. And just a reminder, we will have Adam Hutchison with us around, I'd say, 11:30, 11:45 to kind of cover some of these injuries, actives and inactives a little closer. We'll maybe ask him some questions. I definitely want to ask him about Dallas Goedert and how long he might be out because the Eagles didn't put him on IR. Jeff, do you have a feeling on that if they didn't put him there, he might be back in a couple of weeks?
I think that's the expectation. That's the hope. That kind of sounds like right now, the way it's trending, that he wasn't put on IR for a reason. The expectation is he'll be back within 4 weeks. So hopefully we see him soon.
Okay, and not expected to be out there today, Antonio Gibson or Noah Brown. They are going to test Noah Brown out before the game today. It's a 1 o'clock game, so we will kind of know for sure if he's going to be out there or not. Jagger, let's just say Noah Brown's not playing today. How are you feeling about Tank Dell and Nico Collins against Arizona?
I feel fantastic. I know we weren't doing start of the weeks, but like in another show, like Tank Dell was my start of the week. There's a lot of points in this game. Vegas even kind of supports that, so I'm all in.
Awesome. All right, some guys questionable. We don't have definitive answers on this yet. Some of them we might actually. Garrett Wilson, Alexander Madison, Devon Achane, who is expected to make his return today, Pat Freiermuth, and Donta Foreman. So those guys are technically questionable. We'll get some inactives around 11:30 to kind of clear that up a little bit. Expected to play today. Let's get excited. Justin Fields is expected to be out there today, along with Khalil Herbert. Keenan Allen is expected to play. Tyler Lockett and Nico Collins back this week. Guys, anything about the expected players? You excited to see Justin Fields back, Jeff?
Yes, I'm very excited to see Justin Fields. I want to see if that connection is still there with DJ Moore, the way that it was when he left, because we've not had a good DJ Moore game since Justin Fields left the lineup.
No, they've been kind of connected. If the DJ Moore's had a good game, it's because Fields has been there. All right, let's get into the questions. First question in here, and it looks like we lost some of the questions that were in there this morning. So if you put a question in really early this morning around like 8 or 9 o'clock, go ahead and throw it back in there if you're watching now. Make sure we get to it today. Howdy, boys. A couple today. So Allen or Stroud? So Josh Allen or CJ Stroud? I've actually had this question come up in the Discord a couple times. Jagger, where do you land? Are you getting cute? Are you starting CJ Stroud, or are you just going to continue with Josh Allen?
I'm going to continue with Josh Allen. Making rankings this week, that was actually a question I asked myself because I don't love the matchup, but it's just the rushing floor. And, to me, it's kind of a math question. Josh Allen's always prone to get those rushing touchdowns, so I'd rather have him on my team than on my bench.
Perfect. And Jeff, Puka or Debo? Who you like in there between those two guys?
I like Puka more than Debo, probably, as long as Matthew Stafford's back and healthy today. I think that the Seahawks have shown themselves to be capable of getting got in the passing game, and I do expect that they feel bad about Christian McCaffrey not scoring last week, so they're going to get McCaffrey in the end zone. So.
All right. North Nova. Need help, full PPR, 14-team league, flex option. Ty Chandler, James Cook, or Jahan Dotson. And gave us a cheers there. Appreciate that.
I think I'm going to roll with Cook, even though I like what Chandler's, what he's doing, what he can do.
Perfect. Got a tight end question here from Albert. Good morning, Albert. Cole Kmet or Jake Ferguson? Jeff, where are you going on that one?
Jake Ferguson for me. I think absent last week, he had shown he was kind of emerging in Dallas, and I expect that will continue this week.
Perfect. See Jagger nodding along there. Robert Morse. That seems like a very strong name. I don't know. Purely a matchup question. Half point PPR. I have Mahomes, or do I start Goff? I know last week I was the Goff guy, but I'm not getting too cute. I'm going to keep Mahomes out there. Jagger, do you agree?
I'm keeping Mahomes out there. It's like you said, and let's keep in mind that the over under for the Eagles, the Eagles and Chiefs are pretty high. So I think there's going to be a lot of points to be had.
Are you guys going out to watch that game this week? It's a big game.
You me? Like, am I going to Philadelphia? No,
no, not going to. I mean, going out to your local sports bar
or at
checking
Kansas
it out
City
with some friends.
Then
No?
I probably will not. I will probably be writing my weekly article like I do every Sunday night. So.
We built our Friendsgiving around the game. All my guys were all meeting up at yeah, it's gonna be fun. My local league, we're all gonna do that. All right, morning, Trev saying to us, sit 1.5 PPR, Devon A-Chain, Devin Singletary, Montgomery, or Pollard. Ooh, man, you've got some good options there. For me, actually, Jeff, I want to hear what you have to think first. What you have to say on this one.
Why is it not Pollard? I mean, like, I don't know how many times we're in week 11 now. It's been like since week 1, I think, since we've had a good Tony Pollard week. I understand the matchup. I understand the offense. Part of me wonders why would it not just be obviously Tony Pollard?
Jagger, where are you sitting on this? I'm kind of sitting with Singletary sitting.
To me, I would put Singletary, and I know like Pollard again was like kind of like my aim for the bushes player. You know, like I'm going to do it again. I'm going to step on the rake again because I love the matchup. But like to me, if anything, this is kind of like a test week. This is like I'm going to be done with Pollard if he can't do it against the Panthers.
Yeah, I feel like CeeDee Lamb was the squeaky wheel this week for Tony Pollard. He was out there kind of pumping Pollard up. So hoping they get the ball in his hands to get in the end zone. All right. Jakob in here this morning. Good morning. We got a dog. You know the question's going to get on. Happy Sunday, y'all. Tajay Spears, Rondell Moore, or Chris Rodriguez Jr. That's a full point PPR.
It's going to be Rondell for me. Yeah, monitor
a lot of love being thrown at Rondell.
But as long as Wilson's out, then it's Rondell.
Cool. And then the second part of the question, and then a half point for running, receiving. Oh, okay. So we answered that for you. Jakob, you have a great day. Give that dog some pets and say good boy. All right, Scott Betts. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm in a half point PPR with extra points for long touchdowns, and he needs a flex. Trey McBride or Cortland Sutton. Jagger, I know there's been a lot of love on the show this season for Trey McBride, especially the last few weeks. Are we going there instead of Sutton?
Yeah, I'm going to break the tight ends in the flex role. So
perfect. I'd be there too. All right. And he also has a question: Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? Thoughts? Prescott's been. What are you saying?
Oh, sorry. That's not even a question to me. It's like Jalen Hurts. I
was going to say Prescott's been really good lately, but it's hard sitting Hurts or Burrow. I mean, not Burrow. You should definitely set Burrow rest of the season, everyone, because Joe Burrow is out for the season now. I mean, Hurts or Mahomes. It's tough sitting them against anyone. All right. And did I hear the Rams might use Zach Evans, or was that a fever dream? Did you guys hear that Zach Evans might be out there this week?
They might use him, but we are not in fantasy until we.
Yeah, I fell on that sword earlier this year. I'm not going to do it again. All right, Justin. Good morning. Zach Evans is expected to play, just a second or third option with Freeman Henderson in the mix. All right. And Justin's in here giving us some good insight today. Thank you, Justin, for being in the chat. We appreciate that. Steve, need to sit one. Kittle, McBride, or Pacheco. He hates starting 2 tight ends, but it worked last week. It surely did. Pacheco has a tough matchup, so curious to see what you guys think. So who is the tight end start out of these two between McBride and Kittle this week for us?
McBride by a lot. I have McBride ranked as my number 4 tight end this week. So I mean, even though the Buccaneers is a good matchup, I just think we can't ignore McBride and the targets he's getting. So
I think I would go with the 2 tight ends. Jeff, where are you at?
I would too. Yeah, it's hard not to play a player in that Kansas City and Philadelphia matchup. And so the way that these games kick off a little bit later, I know Kittle kicks off a little bit later than not the 1 o'clock window. I might wait and see how my matchup's going in the 1 o'clock window. And if I need a little bit more safety, I might lean towards Pacheco. If I need a little bit more upside, maybe the answer there might be Kittle.
Okay. Yeah, I like that strategy. All right, Dane's in here with us again. Thanks for being here with us as always, Dane. Good morning, fellas. PPR, start Watson and Dotson or scoop Osborne and start either over these two. So KJ Osborne, would you start him over Watson or Dotson, guys? Dotson kind of hurt us bad last week.
It depends what you need to drop, probably to add Osborne. In a league shallow enough that Osborne's sitting out there, I don't know that I would want to drop the piece that it requires to add him. I would probably just play Jahan Dotson instead. I don't know. I'm nervous about the Denver defense. Obviously, I just saw the Denver defense turn Josh Allen over four times and turn Patrick Mahomes over 5 times the week before that. So I think that we have divorced the notion of the Denver defense that got shredded by Miami and recognize that they've been very good for the past month.
We got Tony in here with us. Half PPR, need 2. Eckler versus Green Bay, Breece Hall versus Buffalo, A-Chain versus Las Vegas, and Robinson versus the Giants. Moyen, I don't know if you're going to be able to go wrong today, but let's try to get you with the 2 best. Let's work this out, guys. I think Eckler's definitely a start of these 4. And who would the second one be? Would it be Hall, A-Chain, or Robinson?
I think my
good matchup.
Second one would be Robinson. Probably until we see what A-Chain is going to look like in this return. Breece Hall makes me a little bit nervous. I mean, it's just that Jets, I think it's been like maybe 12 quarters, something like that, since the Jets have scored a touchdown. I expect that Washington will score touchdowns against the Giants.
Jagger, how are you feeling about this one?
I agree with Eckler. Believe it or not, I think he's kind of ranked him for me. I think I really like Breece Hall this week against Buffalo. I mean, like that defense seems to be incredibly vulnerable right now. And like, if anything, I think I do like Achane. I just, it's hard for me just not to put him in my lineup. He's practiced and he's looked better than Raheem Mostert. And he has a really, the only thing that scares me is like Robert Splains played really well. And this Vegas defense has stepped up a little bit so I don't know if it's as easy as a matchup as it kind of seems on paper. But I think it's hard for me to bench Achane right now.
All right. Brenton here this morning. With Noah Brown out, I'm tempted to start Nico Collins, but I have Puka, DJ Moore, and Debo as well, and Achane in the flex. So would you start Nico Collins over, I guess you could start it in place of any of those 4?
Debo.
In place of Debo, you would start Nico?
Yes.
I'm starting Nico. I might sit Achane just because those options are so good that if there is any just little rust, maybe just they want to slowly roll him back in. But I don't hate Achane as a play today. I'm starting him in quite a few leagues.
Yeah, they're rolling Collins back in, though, after missing time, too. So that might be
That's a good point.
Way. And if it's not PPR, then I think I'd keep Achane in. I'd probably stick with what you have. I know that Nico Collins is very tempting, but he's also very hit or miss.
I guess I'm really low on Debo and just in general, but like to me, he's the clear 3rd option in the offense, and that's where I'm at. Like with it, but like I said, I don't think you can go wrong either. I guess I got to reconcile my rankings with Debo a bit.
No, I've been low on Debo this whole year. I mean, it has looked like the Ayuk show there in San Francisco, and the way that Tampa plays defense, Ayuk should feast today, sadly, because for my Buccaneers. All right, Standard League. Jim's on the beach having a good time out there while we're in the studio working hard. Standard League need 2 wide receivers. I have Evans, Puka Nacua, and Tank Dell. Ooh, 3 really good options, Jim.
Yeah.
I said,
Jagger, where are we going?
How do you not get them all in there is what I'm trying to like.
Okay.
But I think I got to roll with Nacua and Dell. I think this is a bounce back week for Nacua. They got a really good matchup. And again, I'm firing up Dell and not taking him out of lineups till further notice. That's where I'm at with him.
Yeah, Evans does have a tough matchup today, so I think I probably agree with you on that. All right, Mike Bitchell out with a dog. We appreciate it. Good morning, guys. I have Charbonnet and Gainwell on my bench that I can plug in. Would you play either one of them over possibly picking up Alexander Mattison off waivers? So it looks like somebody dropped Alexander Mattison after he had the concussion. Mattison is expected to play today. Jeff, would you start Charbonnet or Gainwell over Mattison?
I would not start Kenneth Gainwell over Alexander Mattison. I think we have the all clear on Mattison, and I would definitely pay Mattison over Gainwell.
I agree with you. Looks like Jagger, he was given the nods. He does too as well. Misty. Good morning, Misty. Oh, nice family photo there. Hey, guys. Justin Fields or Mayfield or Stafford? I have to win this week. So it looks like 3 quarterbacks. Let's rank them just in case she's in a super flex league. Because the dash there kind of threw me off a little bit. So did she?
I think it's, and maybe I'm crazy to put him up there this high already, but again, I like the matchup a lot. It's Justin Fields, Stafford, then Mayfield for me.
Okay, I would agree with you on that. I think I was on a show this week talking the matchup between the 49ers and Buccaneers, and I was not very optimistic for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But when am I? Am I ever, Jeff? I don't think I am. In the years we've known each other. All right. Also, A-Chain or Gabe Davis. I'm nervous about these players being limited and their first starts back. So I think we would go A-Chain. We've been pretty positive on him on the show today.
I'm very nervous about any Buffalo Bills against that Jets defense. We've seen they've put Josh Allen in the torture chamber again and again, and so I'm going with a Dolphin over a Bill.
Is the torture chamber the blue tent? Yep. Is that what you're speaking of, Jeff? Is that okay?
It's puts his mind in a blender.
Yeah, it was a torture chamber on Thursday for everyone that was watching that game. Yeah. Munzie Mun's in here with us again. Thank you for being here. As always, happy PPR. Need to Achane, Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams, or Devin Singletary. So we haven't had Javonte or Aaron Jones names pop up here today. We've been pretty high on Achane, so it looks like he might be one of them for us. Jeff,
I'm pretty high on Javonte this week, to be honest with you. I've got him kind of mid to high end RB1 this week in my rankings, and then I've got Aaron Jones next.
That's a clean sweep for us on that.
Yeah, I have him 9, and I like move him up and down, like I don't in that tier. So I really like Javonte.
All right, Misty with another question for us. One more question. Order these tight ends for you: Parham, Musgrave. And that's Logan Thomas. I'm actually pretty high on Luke Musgrave this week. The matchup's really good for him. So I would probably put him. I might put him over Logan Thomas. I would go Logan Thomas, Luke Musgrave, and then Donald Parham.
Same.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say just flip that order for me. Musgrave is a ceiling play for sure. So.
Okay. I know Gerald Everett is out today, so the Parham might get a little bit more work, but. All right. And Justin, I just want to thank you once again. We've seen all of your stuff in here and appreciate you getting in here and answering questions. But and Kenneth in here, leaning to the side because he's cool like that. Gentlemen, half PPR, pick 2, Tyler Lockett, Trey McBride, Chris Godwin, or James Cook. And he's thanking us for our answer before we give it to him. So always appreciate that. Jeff, where are you going on that one?
I think Lockett and McBride, to be honest with you. Again, like I mentioned, Cook against the Jets makes me nervous. And then Godwin against the 49ers, I'm sitting in the same place too. So
lots of nodding in agreement with Jeff on that one. Micah, welcome back, Micah. Thanks for being here with us again. Pick 2, Jerome Ford, Devin Singletary, or Tyler Lockett in full PPR. Could Lockett be used as a decoy today? Jagger, how do you feel about that?
I like the order you got him in. I like Singletary's floor in the matchup. He's the RB1, I think, going forward. It's just a better fit for this system. And like, I don't know about decoy, but I'm also like in this scenario, if I could put Singletary over Lockett, I would. I don't know what Jeff thinks.
I'm nervous about Browns with their Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting because it was so bad last time that I would like to see. I just think the Browns would love to win this game 13-10 and make it a real rock fight. So that's why I lean away from Jerome Ford as much as they might use him to kind of make up for Thompson-Robinson. So I land on Singletary and Lockett for more upside in full PPR.
Mm-hmm.
I would be worried if they had an actual rock fight on the field. It'd be kind of scary. Yeah, I was actually going to ask, what do you guys think about the Browns? But Jagger, how do you feel about the Browns rest of the season?
Actually,
Are there any of them you're wanting to start?
This week, I actually like the Browns running back. Let me put it this way. I think the Browns running backs are the only ones who have a ceiling in this at all. And a lot of that happens to do with the injuries to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've already lost Cole Holcomb, and now they lost Quan Alexander. Mika Fitzpatrick isn't back yet. So the only thing is the center of this defense. So I'm betting the overs on those running backs, but going forward in the season, I don't love them. So
all right. Dan in here with us. Good morning, guys. Need some help. All right, we're here to help you. Half PPR need upside due to the Burrow injury. So he probably only got 8 to 10 points from Burrow on Thursday. So he needs 2 between Hollywood Brown, Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton, and Christian Watson. and we'll get to your defense question after this. So let's pick 2 of those wide receivers. I'm just going to say I love Hollywood Brown this week. So he would be one of the guys for me. And I see you guys nodding along. Who would our second guy be? Jagger? Or would you go with the second guy there?
Cortland Sutton's been pretty good. Like, he's been pretty good, man. Like, and it's ugly to say it, but like what Jeff said, I don't love the Vikings matchup against the Broncos. Like, Pat Surtain is a top 3 cornerback right now. Like, and Jordan Addison's the clear wide receiver 1. So I may be getting cute, but I'll take Cortland against the Vikings instead of Jordan Addison against the Broncos.
Perfect. And then defense, Jeff, Buffalo or Jacksonville?
I'm taking my defense against Zach Wilson all
There
day.
you go.
If you got an opportunity to play against Zach Wilson, I would do that thing.
All right. Buffalo Bills, the decision there. Couldn't agree more. Sean Jackson, thanks for being back here with us again this week. Morning, fellas. Half PPR. Would you start Josh Jacobs, Brian Robinson, Derrick Henry, or Dave Montgomery? I would start all of those guys. So I don't know how many you need to start, Sean, but we'll put them in order for you. Let's see. For me, it would be Jacobs, Henry, Montgomery, Robinson.
For me, it's Monty, Jacobs, Robinson, Henry.
I'm there with Jagger there.
Listen to these guys. There's a reason they have me host the show and they get to be the analysts. All right. Andrew Goodman, welcome this morning. Happy Sunday. If Lockett sits, how much does that bump up the scoring prospects of JSN?
He's not sitting.
Okay. In general, Jagger, how do you, if there's going to be a player sitting, how do you feel about, is it next man up? Do you feel like that's always kind of a good strategy, or is it just kind of case dependent?
It's case dependent. Like, some people have clear wide receiver handcuffs and you see where they're at, and others don't.
Yeah. Excellent. Bradley, welcome. Being here with us. Hey, fellas, need 3. Chasing as much upside as I can. My team is a mess. It's got Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, Rashee Rice, and Quentin Johnston. So kind of a glob of wide receivers there. So you need 3 of them.
I have Sutton ranked the highest, and then believe it or not, I like Rashee Rice a lot. Again, the Eagles have a soft secondary. Specifically, they're struggling in the slot right now, and if they're going to try to stop anyone, it's going to be Kelsey, which I think that leaves a lot of meat in the bone with Rashee Rice. My only concern is Richie James and what that offense looks like once he comes back in, but that's a minor concern.
Yeah, I would play Sutton, Lockett, and Rashee Rice for me.
Perfect. I'm kind of hoping that those would be the 3 for me as well, but I'm kind of hoping Jacksonville coming out of that bye gives a little love to Calvin Ridley. Let's see them back working good. Guys, we've reached our favorite moment of every Sunday show. Waffles is here.
I was going to say.
Ahoy!
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert or Patrick Mahomes. Who do we like there, guys? I think it's Mahomes.
Yes.
Okay. Also, if Keenan Allen is cleared to play, Quentin Johnston or James Cook in the PPR flex position. And happy breakfast.
Happy breakfast to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
James Cook over Quentin Johnston. I would just like to see a little bit more ceiling with Quentin Johnston before I start to get to that point.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you guys, what did you guys have for breakfast? Jagger, what did you have for breakfast? Coffee? I had coffee as well.
Coffee and a perfect bar. I like the perfect bars.
Okay. I had scrambled eggs and coffee. So there we are, Waffles. A little peek behind the curtain here, football guys. All right. Christopher's in here with us. Touchdown only, Pollard or Pacheco? It'd be Pollard for me. I feel like he is going to find the end zone today, whether he falls in or not. Maybe he rides on Dak Prescott's back. I don't know.
He's due.
Like he's
due.
He's truly due. All right. And Chris Super Bowl in here with us. Welcome, Chris Super Bowl. 1 point PPR. Need 2. Tank Dell, Hollywood Brown, Devin Singletary, Godwin, or Dotson. From the previous questions, I'm pretty sure we're on Tank Dell and Hollywood on this one.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
He did it.
Right.
He ranked
Biff. Let's come back to the future here with us today. Lost Burrow and Andrews already. Biff, man. Even though you ruined Marty's life for a few years, I still feel a little bad for you. Pick 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. Cooper Kupp, Tank Dell, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, JSN, Swift, Montgomery, Barkley. You've got a lot of pieces here. So let's get the 2 running backs out of the way. Montgomery would be one of them for us.
and Swift.
Swift.
Okay. And then 3 wide receivers.
Cup and Dell.
Cup, Dell, and
is it Metcalf? Do we like Metcalf?
I think it is Metcalf.
Yeah.
And then we need a flex.
That's where I go Saquon.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hate it. But this is the only week that he's got a good matchup with this roster. So for a while.
There's a PPR bonus for 100 yards and long TDs. That won't change much for us. And then might Jameson Williams be a good variance play in DFS? I think that'd be a better play for Jameson Williams in your fantasy lineup today.
Yeah, not over any of those guys.
All right. I know we like Fields today. Would we start Sam Howell over him? Adam wants to know.
No.
I would start Sam Howell over Justin Fields today.
And I'm going to have to decide it. Let's see. Buying time. I have Sam Howell ranked higher. Yep, I do. So I would start Sam Howell over Justin Fields. Annie is in here with us. Ooh, look at that beautiful view Annie has. Good morning. Flex, DJ or Christian Kirk? Hopefully that's DJ Moore, not DJ Shark. So DJ Moore or Kirk? Jeff, I know you got a lot of okay. All right, and then quarterback Stroud versus Arizona or Purdy versus Tampa. That's interesting. Jagger, I know
Stroud by a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I do have Purdy ranked pretty high this week, though. So,
okay. Rick Lamore's here with us. Good morning, all. Good morning, Rick. Need some help. Pacheco, Barkley, or Connor. So he needs one there.
It's probably Barkley for me, but I could hear James Conner.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Oh, so he needs 2 of those. So we'll do Barkley and Connor. Sit Pacheco.
Yeah.
All right. And also Hollywood Brown, Brandon Cooks, or Godwin needs one. It'd be Hollywood Brown for us.
No.
All right. Carl in here. Welcome, Carl. Thanks for being back with us. Good morning. Happy pre-Thanksgiving. Happy pre-Thanksgiving to you, Carl. And we will be back next Sunday for, even though it's Thanksgiving weekend, at least I'll be here. I shouldn't speak for Jagger and Jeff, but I think they're contractually obligated to be here with me next Sunday, 11 to 12. So 12 team PPR, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, Jake Ferguson or Zach Charbonnet if healthy. Rico Dwaddle is also an option for him. So are we going Ferguson, Charbonnet, or Rico?
Ferguson and PPR, I think, over the other 2 choices. I'd love to see Charbonnet actually score some fantasy points to match his playing time because he's playing a lot, but he's not scoring.
Yeah, the math says that he should be there, but the usage says that he's a tight end that only blocks. So,
all right. Oh, and I lost my spot, but I found it, guys. Don't worry. Hey, fellas, how would you rank Dak, Murray, and Fields? And is it crazy to start Singletary over Breece Hall? So Dak, Murray, Fields. Is it in that order for you guys?
Murray, Fields, Dak for me.
I've got it Dak, Murray, Fields. I got Dak pretty high. I mean, Dak's been quarterback 1 for a month now, so I've got him quarterback 3 in my rankings. But then, yeah, Murray, Fields. And yes, it would be crazy to start Devin Singletary over Breece Hall.
I have a Dak, Murray, and Fields, but I have Dak and Murray back to back, so it's really, really close between those 2.
Is it crazy that I think that they're going to get up on him and not throw the ball, and then the Panthers also have like a somehow okay defense? That's what's kind of suppressed Dak this week for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too cute.
I think all the Rico questions are because of that exact line of thinking, is that Dallas is going to go up big and pull not all their starters, but pull the names to give some other guys some looks to this week.
Yeah, but unless the defense scores and Pollard runs them in, Dak is going to get them up big. And so my mindset on that, I'm always on the side of, do I want to sit players because I'm afraid they're going to score too many points? No, I don't.
And Jeff,
I put it like that, Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff, I agree with
coming out of college. I understand a little bit more in college where you have all these different options.
Do we lose Jeff?
Yeah, he's too hot right now. Yeah.
I was gonna say he was coming in really hot, but I was actually about to kick him off.
Yeah.
Is he down there? Oh man. All right. Well, let's bring our injury expert Adam Hutchison up since Jeff since he's frozen down there. Adam,
this is payback for when he cut the stream on us.
Do you have any tips for Jeff to unfreeze himself? Any good warming activities that you could recommend?
No, I've been working on my hacking skills, and I think I finally cracked the code. I was able to break into Jeff's account. So if anyone has any questions for Jeff, I am looking at all his personal information right now. I should be able to help you guys.
Awesome. Well, Adam, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. I'm speaking for myself. Jagger, did you want to let them know how you're doing instead of me just speaking?
I'm doing great today. I am doing great today.
All right. Well, since Adam's here, let's run through the injuries a little more in depth. Know that we know they're going to be out today. Justin Jefferson, Treylon Burks, Damian Pierce, Gerald Everett, Hayden Hurst, and Dallas Goedert. And earlier in the show, I said I wanted to ask you about Dallas Goedert, Adam. How long are you expecting Goedert to be out since they did not put him on IR?
Yeah. So we actually had a decent conversation about this and behind the scenes in our football guys chat about, what to expect if a player doesn't go on IR. I think he could be back because the Eagles have a bye week. So he could be back in 3 weeks, but you kind of saw this with Justin Fields that like if a player's on the fence and he's a pivotal part of what they're trying to do, they might hold him off on IR, but that doesn't mean that he won't miss 4 weeks. Additionally, every team I think can bring back 8 players from IR. So you're getting to the point of the season where if you've used up some IR spots and you've returned people, you don't want to put somebody on IR and exceed your 8 returns that you can get. So even though there's some optimism, Dallas Goedert, I mean, he fractured his arm. He had to have surgery on his arm. I would say minimum 3 weeks, including the bye. Potentially could be back in a 4-week timeline, but just because he doesn't go on IR doesn't mean he's going to be back sooner than that.
And okay, thank you for that. I do see that Antonio Gibson will also officially be out today. So I just saw that come across. So he's not here on the screen here. He's actually in the not expected to play. Have you heard anything on Noah Brown? I know earlier he wasn't expected. They were going to test him out before a game.
I have not seen anything before I logged in here. He was originally like ruled out by some sources and then they changed it to questionable. I think that means he's trending into the wrong direction. I would be very surprised at this point if he was active.
Okay. All right. Questionable today. Garrett Wilson, Alexander Madison, Devon Achane, Pat Fryermuth, and Donta Foreman. Now I do see that a report came out that Achane will be a full go today, and that was from Cameron Wolf at NFL Network. So that's good news. What would you expect, though, even if he's a full go? Because I know a lot of people are excited to get him off the IR, back in their lineups, Adam.
For sure.
What do you think about Devon?
So I think, anytime a player's on IR, the biggest concern is like, what is his workload going to look when he comes back? Is the team going to kind of ease him in? We have a decent amount of running backs that have come off an MCL sprain when we're looking at historical comps. On average, running back production drops by like 10% for those players. It's a small sample, but for Devon Achane, a 10% dip would be like, instead of averaging 45 points, he'd be averaging, 40 points. Like he's been really good this season. My biggest concern would be workload considerations, but we've all seen the ceiling. We've all seen the upside with Devon Achane. There's nothing in the data that suggests he should be significantly limited by this injury or should have lingering effects once a player returns. So I am starting Devon Achane with confidence this week.
Excellent. All right. Expected to be out there today. Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert, Keenan Allen, and he is active. It just came across my little screen there. Tyler Lockett and Nico Collins are all expected to be out there. If there's any other injuries or inactives that pop up, we'll try to hit them for you before the end of the show. But let's get back into those questions. All right. And I think we're going to pick up and right there with Dan. PPR, Achane or Lockett at the flex. Adam, how you feeling about that?
Going Devon Achane.
All right. And good morning. 1 point PPR. Kyler Murray or Brock Purdy at quarterback? I know earlier we were in on Murray. How do you feel about Murray today, Adam?
I think, from what we saw last week too, he looked good running the ball. Did not seem hesitant, did not seem limited. So I'm starting Kyler Murray. He's got the much higher ceiling.
Perfect. All right, Cesar, thoughts on Rico? Should we hold him even with the recent injury? Jagger, what do you think about Rico? Do you think you should hold on to him this week? Or do you think if there's somebody
I
out there,
mean,
go ahead and grab them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like to me, I feel like there's just going to be better options going forward. Like Tony Pollard's still the RB1, and he's not really producing so much. So what are you going to expect from Rico Dowdle? I think that's like he's not going to take over the backfield. So
All right, Giovanni in here this morning. Good morning, Giovanni. Pick 2 in PPR: Marquise Brown, Debo, and Garrett Wilson. Now I know we're big time in on Marquise Brown today with Hollywood, but between Debo and Garrett Wilson's a name that hasn't popped up. Adam, what do you think about between the Debo and Garrett Wilson?
It's tough. I think I would go Garrett Wilson, but like he definitely has the potential for it to bottom out. But even with terrible quarterback play, we've seen him be heavily involved. He rarely disappears, even though he does for like portions of the game, and that's not really his fault. It's more due to the quarterback play. And when it's like this, I tend to lean on like who's your stud, who's like the better overall player, and I would pick Garrett Wilson in that scenario.
I have Garrett Wilson higher. I think Jagger does as well.
Garrett Wilson still ranked top 10 for me. Like the Bills defense is bad. Tre'Davious White is out. And Garrett, even in worse matchups, Garrett Wilson's still getting 12 targets a game. So it's just like Adam said to me, I think he, at least with this PPR floor that he's established by getting targets, it's hard for me to even think about sitting him in a lineup at this point.
All right, Ann in here. It's not too late to get a question in, and she's got dogs, so you know it's going to get up. But popping in to say good morning and happy Thanksgiving. If you do make it this far, Brian, we made it. Don't you worry, we're here. Brian Robinson, Puka, or Tank Dell. We got to pick 2 of those guys. So I know we've loved Tank Dell on the show this morning. Between Puka and Brian Robinson, Jagger, where are you siding in there?
I'm going to start Puka and Dell still. So
okay. But Ann, I see that you need a second wide receiver and a flex, so I think you might be able to play all 3 of these guys.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, yeah. Play them all.
And you have a great Thanksgiving. Robert last. Won't be our last question today, though. Tough decision today. Chris Godwin or Dalton Kincaid at the wide receiver tight end flex today?
Kincaid.
It would be Kincaid for me as well. Absolutely.
I think he leads the team in targets because Michael Carter's out and he's their slot guy, like not the running back, the cornerback. And then we'll see Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed on the bookends, trying to shut down Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis.
I think we have a leader in the clubhouse for my favorite name of the day, Turbo Squid. Good morning. Good football morning. For Sunday Night Football, who do you like? Russell Wilson or Joshua Dobbs? That Denver defense has been really, really good lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Russ because like he's had a pretty safe floor. So.
All right. And Jason Jenkins, full PPR, Ford, Achane, or McBride in the flex. And he's got Kelsey at the tight end, so that's why he's not starting McBride at the tight end. You've got 2 good running backs there, though. Jagger, would you start either of those running backs over McBride?
Yeah, I'd start Achane, and I want to follow up on who your running backs are because, like, I don't know, Achane's right back into my like top of my rankings now, so I don't know. Like, I would try to start all of those guys minus Ford if I can.
Gotcha. All right, Adam, I'm going to make you pick on this. Waffles wants to know Alfredo or Kluge have PPR. I think we all have a very valid opinion on this. Got to start one.
I would have to go.
Nice. Well done. I'm going to give an honest answer. I would start Alfredo because it's half point PPR. I think in standard leagues, Kluge's been putting on that mass. I think he just hammers the ball down the field. But, for now, Alfredo's long and lanky, so he'll get those catches.
I'm not it.
Jagger, you?
Yeah, I'm not confident
Alfredo
to answer that one.
Alfredo has a safe floor, but Kluge has the upside.
All right. So Dak or Dobbs? I think we're in on Dak on this one. Jay, Thanks for the question. Steven Simpson, good morning. Full PPR, Ford or Singletary? Jagger, I'm going to throw this to you.
Singletary.
Okay. Adam agrees. I see the nod in there.
Yep.
And then Private Pile in here. Oh, that's from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah,
I got that reference. Adam, Dalton Schultz or Dalton Kincaid?
Dalton Kincaid. He's on a heater right now. I would go with the hot hand. Both really good offenses, but I would go Kincaid. I'm going to ride that wave.
And just a reminder, guys, at noon, Jagger will be in our Discord answering any questions that we might not hit today. So definitely pop over there to the Discord, and Jagger will be there around noon today. All right, Jonathan Yick in here. Schultz or Daryl Henderson at the flex? I think this might be where I go, Schultz. Adam, what about you?
I really don't like flexing tight ends unless it's like a premium format. So I would just lean the running back, I think. But that's more of a game theory strategy than these two players. Like, I feel kind of indifferent about them both personally.
Jagger, how about you?
You know me, man. I'm not afraid to put a tight end on a flex. So I'm going to throw my boy Schultz in there.
Yeah. Jagger, what I've learned about you this year is you're not afraid to just do it. And that's awesome. That's what you have to do for fantasy. Sometimes you just got to do it. All right, William Rich in here. I have 3 quarterback questions, 3 different teams. All right, so let's break these down real quick. Tua or Josh Allen, Adam?
Tua.
Yeah, I'd be Tua for me too. Jagger, Stroud or Herbert?
Oh, Stroud by a lot.
And then Stroud we had Stroud over Murray earlier, so it'd be Stroud. So 2 Strouds and a Tua. By a wee bit. Yeah. All right. Francisco Balthazar. What a name. Oh, boy. Detroit defense or New York Jets? Who do we like there, Adam?
Oof.
Jets.
Yeah. That's weird to say. That's like it's.
And Fred Brown's in here with us as always. He'd go Alfredo and half PPR, and Dave in Kluge premium leagues. So if you're playing in any Kluge premium leagues, 1, watch where the money's actually going, and 2, good luck there. All right, D-Cup, rest of season, full point PPR pick Rondale Moore or Michael Thomas. So between those guys, rest of season, Adam, how you feeling?
I would go Rondale Moore because I don't know that I've been looking. I haven't seen specifics on the Michael Thomas knee injury. There's speculation that it could be an MCL sprain, which would result in, on average, a 3 to 4 week absence. So if you need bodies, if you need flex plays, like Rondale Moore's healthy right now, I would go with Rondale Moore.
Jagger, what
about you? Rondale Moore, I agree. He's been kind of balling, low key. So,
all right, Matt in here. Dylan or Madison this week? Jagger?
Madison.
Yep. All right. Tommy T. Full PPR. Monty or Ford? So he needs a running back. So Monty or Ford on that one, Jagger? Which side are you there?
Monty by quite a bit.
Yeah. And then Adam, DK or Nico? Oh, that's fun to say. DK or Nico?
I'm probably going DK Metcalf. These have been some tough ones today. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they're bringing the questions today. I'll have to say, kudos to the
chat. I'm happy
I
did my rankings, so I've already agonized over some of this before, so I'm just kind of defaulting. But I think I go my rankings say DK, so I'll go with DK, even though I don't feel great because, like you said, these are tough. They're the same tier for me.
All right, Big Money Mike wants to know: do over T-Law on flex? Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you're asking us there, Mike.
Yes.
You get a do-over? Yes, you would get a do-over. Roberto, Ty Chandler, Chuba Hubbard, or Tajay Spears today in half PPR?
Spears is the safest option. I'm monitoring Ty Chandler, if that makes sense, and what he's going to do this week. So, I'm not comfortable starting him unless I have to. So, I'd rather have Spears.
Big Money Mike has clarified DK over T-Law on flex. I would not do that. I would start my quarterback. And I did throw the link up to the Discord where Jagger is going to be at noon to answer the questions that we don't hit here today. So make sure you pop over to the Discord, join up, and then go to the Sunday kickoff channel. And then we'll be there answering questions. Well, Jagger will be. I won't. I'll be getting food. No, I'll probably be answering questions too somewhere else. All right, Dalton Schultz or Darrell Henderson at the flex. Jagger, what are we thinking there?
Schultz.
Yep. And then Garrett Wilson, Sutton, or Dalton Schultz at the flex. So we're Sutton Schultz at the flex. So another league he has. I think we go Garrett Wilson there.
Agreed.
All right, Karen's in here. Good morning, Karen. Do you start Achan the first week back? Yeah, we feel okay rolling him out there. Pick one, standard flex, McBride, Laporta, and Barkley, or Singletary. That's the first time Laporta's name's come across the screen. I love Sam Laporta this week against Chicago. I would be hard for me not to put Laporta in my lineup here, even though with Barkley out there.
I think, oh man, Barkley's the floor, and like again, this is this week because of the Commanders, but like almost any other week, I'm putting Laporta if that gives you any context. So I think I'll put Laporta and McBride for ceiling, and then Barkley for floor. So
I've already forgotten the squid name because this name has taken over. Dope Sauce McGee. Let's go. PP start at 3. Walker, Achan, Raheem Mostert, or Pacheco.
Walker, Achan, for sure.
Yeah, I would go Walker, Achan, and then I probably just hedge a little bit and put Mostert in there and just say, like, give me the Miami back. One of them's going to get a lot of points.
And say Miami and Detroit. Those are the two backfields you can kind of do that with. All right. Good morning, guys. Need some help. Half PPR, need upside to the Burrow industry or injury, not industry. Burrow's not an industry that I'm aware of. Need 2, Hollywood Brown, Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton, and Christian Watson. Oh, we got this one. Excuse me, earlier. And the answer to that earlier was Hollywood Brown and Cortland Sutton. Is where we went on that. And Fisher, hey guys, Johnson, JSN, or Ridley, full PPR, thanks. So that's Deontay Johnson. That's the first time Deontay Johnson's name has popped up in here today. Jagger, Deontay Johnson, JSN, or Ridley?
I think I have Deontay Johnson a little bit higher just because of who he is. Actually, no, I have JSN higher. I'm wrong. And Ridley higher. So JSN, let's just go JSN. All this is ugly. Avoid
Adam,
the
how do you
Steelers.
feel?
I'm a big Deontay Johnson guy, so I don't know why. I don't have any like breaking analysis to tell you why I really like him, but I have him on a lot of teams, and therefore I'm playing him a lot of weeks.
All right. Am I crazy to consider Howell over Hurts? I don't ever like calling anyone crazy on the show, but you should probably not do that. Go Biddy. Full PPR. Pick one for flex. Javonte Williams, James Conner, Rashee Rice, or Terry McLaurin. Got some good options there. I know earlier we were pretty high on Javonte. Adam, how do you feel about Javonte Williams today?
I'm okay about playing Javonte. I think I would go, not to confuse this person, but I think I would go with James Conner.
Okay.
Coming off the IR. I just like the offense with Kyler there. He's got a little bit safer floor. Javonte has looked better, but we still haven't seen like that big Javonte Williams game yet. So I tend to, especially guys coming off major injuries, ACL last year, I like to see it before I feel really good about playing them.
Okay. Jagger, where are you on that? Javonte or James Conner?
Javonte, he's right that the game hasn't happened, but the usage is already there, and he's starting to do things. So I think we're just kind of waiting on regression to the mean to this point.
Perfect. We got about 10 minutes left here today, guys. We'll try to get through as many of these questions as we can. Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, or Jaylen Warren. Eckler's is RB1. Congratulations on that one. Jagger, where are we going with the second running back here?
Derrick Henry. It's the
safest.
safest.
And William Rich, full PPR, need 2. Jerry Jeudy, Chuba Hubbard, Rashee Rice, or Jordan Addison. Adam, where are we on that?
Full PPR need 2. I would probably go. I would rank them Addison, Hubbard, Rice, Jeudy. That's how I rank them.
Okay. And then for the flex spot, Jacoby Myers, Romeo Doubs, Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett. You got a bunch of options here. Curtis Samuel, James Conner. So we need one for the wide receiver, one spot.
He needs 2 wide receivers and a flex.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Tyler Lockett, Romeo Doubs, and James Conner.
That would be where I'm at too. I was really high on Romeo Doubs. Start of the season, he's kind of tailed off. It looks like Jaden Reed's kind of picked up the slack there in Green Bay.
Jaden Reed's the better player, and Jordan Love's also kind of terrible. So that's the big problem.
All right, the Achane or Jacobs. Ooh, those are two. You should get both of those guys in your lineup today if you can.
Yeah. Like it's Achane if you don't have a choice for me. But
all right, start Cup and Puka or sit Puka for Evans, Thielen, or Lockett. So Evans and Thielen have really tough matchups today. Are you sitting Lockett? Are you sitting Puka for Lockett?
I would sit Cup before I would sit Puka. Like to me, there's another option there. But with that being said, I wouldn't start any of these guys over Cup. So.
And 12-team PPR, would you do Nico over Amari and Ty Chandler? Oh, so Nico over Amari. I would do Nico Collins over Amari Cooper. And Ty Chandler over Spears?
No.
I think we're going to go Spears there. All right. And Taylor in here. Well, the Lion. I know we like dogs. We like Lions too. Non-PPR, who are we looking at? Montgomery or Javonte Williams? It'd be Montgomery for me. What about you, Adam?
Montgomery, pretty easily.
All right. And Jagger, Kenneth wants to know Justin Herbert or Jared Goff?
Justin Herbert still.
And Tabitha Cooley in here saying, love your show, just a grandma needing fantasy football advice. That's my mom. So, all right. Rodney Stewart, why is the over-under so high when it's two of the top 10 defenses? I don't have
for what game?
I'm guessing he's Kansas City, Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia's defense isn't as good as it was. That's the answer. So
yeah. All right. Trey Reese. Good morning, guys. Hubbard or Henderson in the flex? That's a tough decision.
Henderson. It's Henderson for me. Like I like Hubbard, but like Hubbard's on the Panthers is kind of what's going on right now.
They're going to struggle against Dallas today.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Second part of this question: and Lockett with the injury, or go Watson instead?
I'd go Tyler Lockett.
All right, Michael Simmons is in here. He's ready for war today. Flex one, pull PPR. Rice, Hollywood, or Kenneth Walker? Oh, you only get to play one of those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
who's your running back?
Charbonnet's getting more and more work. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It's probably.
You're a blessed child.
Morning, gents. Start Dotson and Watson. We went over this earlier. Just stick with what you have. Brandon Lookwood, Puka or Tank Dell? Well, Tank Dell was your start of the week, Jagger. Are you starting him over Puka?
Yes, I think so.
Beautiful. Love it. Adam?
Yes, Tank Dell.
Frenzy Middle School, like most of them are. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. So let's get those running backs out of the way between Javonte Williams, Jerome Ford, Singletary, and Henry. So I believe Henry
Javonte Williams, Devin Singletary, Javonte Williams, Derrick Henry. Then your wide receivers, Dell, DJ Moore, and then your flex, Metcalf.
I agree with that. Sounds about right. All right. Ooh, I like that logo. Vanny in here. Who should I start in my flex PPR league? Adam Thielen, Amari Cooper, Aaron Jones, or Jerome Ford? Jagger, you said something earlier on the show about the Cleveland running backs being the only Browns players you trust today. And I kind of agree with you on that. I think I would actually go Jerome Ford here. I don't like the matchup for Thielen. I don't like the matchup for Cooper. And Aaron Jones just hasn't really shown it to me.
Yeah,
Adam,
I don't know. Aaron Jones has been limited for like months, it feels like. So
are you hearing anything, Adam, on Aaron Jones? Is it just
Yeah, I mean, I think he's banged up. He popped up obviously on the injury report a couple of times earlier this season, and you factor that in with an running back that's a little bit older. And I mean, this is why, you hear people talk about in Dynasty, like the age curve or the age apex with the running back position. And, this is kind of where the decline hits sometimes.
Let's try to rapid fire through the rest of these, or not the rest, but as many as we can get through. Full PPR, 2 flex, Montgomery, Laporta, Deontay. Shout it out.
Yeah.
Monty.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Josh Allen or Kyler Murray?
Josh Allen.
It's Kyler Murray for me on that one. Jeff convinced me.
Okay. All right, Jagger. After a week Thursday Night Football, need a swing for the fences. Hollywood or JSN?
Hollywood.
Dave's blowing a horn. My mom's saying hi to Alfredo. That's been a long going thing. My mom needs to calm down. Alfredo's saying hey to everybody. My mom has a crush on Alfredo. It's like a very real thing. Oh boy. And then are we starting Rashad White, DeAndre Hopkins, or Cortland Sutton? Adam, pick one.
Rashad White.
All right, Jagger, pick two. Ayuk, Dell, or Devonta Smith? Ooh.
Oh man, I have to pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat panic and choose bench Devontae. Is that right? That doesn't feel right.
Ugh, it's probably the safest move. All right, Adam. This Lego wants to know James Conner, Javonte Williams for Evan Ingram. Ooh, would you trade either of those running backs for Evan Ingram? Full PPR. He just lost the Andrews. That's why he's wanting to make this trade.
I'd trade James Conner.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm good with it.
There's two dogs. So, James, technically you could ask another question if you wanted to. Good morning, beautiful people. That's us. Starting McBride, and I also have Komet on the bench. Is Komet a flex play over Dotson or JSN? I would play JSN. Paul Smith, good morning, gents. Thoughts on Deontay Johnson versus Rashee Rice and PPR, Jagger? Pick one.
Rashee Rice. I'd roll the dice.
And if we've got to pick between McBride, Warren, and Rice, are we going to go McBride? So yes. We'll go McBride over Deontay Johnson. That's what it looks like there. Right. Dave Centaur. Hi, guys. Great show. Thank you so much. With Lockett questionable, would you start Deontay Johnson in his place, even with a tough matchup? So, Adam, I'm going to throw this to you. How questionable is Lockett at this point?
I mean, so I was looking at some numbers earlier here. So when we look at wide receivers, hamstring injury, fantasy production, and games that they return where they did not miss any games, on average, their fantasy production decreases by 0.5%, meaning they're pretty healthy. So if you have a wide receiver that pops up in the injury report with a hamstring injury, but they actually don't miss any games, it's indicative that maybe that hamstring strain's not as serious. Fantasy production tends to be not that altered, so I'd be playing Tyler Lockett.
Okay. I was just going through the actives and inactives. Nothing too crazy that we didn't know about. Zay Jones will be out there today, though. That's interesting. Yeah.
They let him out of jail?
Sure. Let me just double check. Zay Jones is active for week 11 against the Titans.
There you go.
All right. Herm's in here. Good morning. First time, long time. Could use a PPR flex between Montgomery or Singletary. It's Montgomery, and he's already starting Gibbs as his RB2. I don't care about throwing both lions out there. Yeah. It's a gladiator pit this week for the Bears. There's going to be two lions taking them down. Yep. Tyson Bowers. Morning, guys. Half PPR. Mike Evans, Adams, Tank Dell, A-Chain. Pick three of those. So which one are we sitting out of those guys? Probably Mike Evans.
Adams.
As the Bucs fan. It hurts me to say.
Adams for me. Actually, no, you're right, Evans. You're right, Joey. You're right.
All right, River. Rank these quarterbacks to start this week. Murray, Fields, Dobbs.
He did it.
Mm-hmm. And Mike, H-Chan, Dell, Addison, Lockett, and full PPR. We need to pick one.
H-Chan.
It would be H-Chan. Yeah. All right. And Van, this will be the last question we have today. Good morning, guys. PPR League. For his flex, should he start Aaron Jones, Amari Cooper, Adam Thielen, or Jerome Ford?
I think
I'm torn between Thielen and Ford.
I'd go Ford.
Okay. Yeah, I'd go Ford as well. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Adam and Jagger, thank you for being here with us. Jagger will be continuing on answering some questions over in the Football Guys Discord. Go to the Sunday AMA channel there in the Discord. We threw the link in a few minutes ago. I'll throw it in one more time. Everybody, we appreciate you being here with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Like the video. Leave comments. We always love comments as well. Jagger, any parting words today? No.
I'll see you guys in the Discord. Other than that, we'll rock and roll next week again.
Adam, anything to say to our lovely viewers?
Yeah, appreciate it. Make sure you guys head over to Discord and make sure you head over to Football Guys Monday morning. Got that injury report coming out from any injuries this past week.
Absolutely. And just remember, guys, Football Guys rankings are always free over on footballguys.com. So everybody have a great Sunday. Enjoy those games.